humans, dinosaurs! Yes, this is Lopho, and today we are back with Master Duel once again. So, today, I mean, we're here to play Master Duel, of course. I've been cooking up something in my lab, okay? I mean, this is not what I'm trying to do, but, like, whatever, so... this is just something, like, it's something I just want to test out, but not right now, so... Anyways, so let's go back to my original deck, but this is not what we're here for, right? So, we have the new Jurracs support. I'm so excited for that. You guys probably know that, like, Jurracs, those are, like, my, they are my favorite, dinosaur cards. I started Yu-Gi-Oh! When I, started playing Jurracs. Yes, like, back then when I played, when I started getting into Yu-Gi-Oh! We didn't have, like, a lot of the good dinosaur cards, like Oviraptor. We didn't have the Ultimate T-Rex. We didn't have Miscellaneousaurus. We had, like, freaking, Gilosaurus and, like, Jurrac Guaiba and stuff. So, yes, I remember that, and, anyway, so, a couple weeks after I started getting into Yu-Gi-Oh! And bought a very expensive Jurrac deck on, I think it was on eBay for, like, 30 bucks, I totally overpaid for them because OCG, cards are cheap there, but anyways, yes, and I remember getting absolutely shredded by my friend's DDD deck, so, but, today, we're new, because Yu-Gi-Oh! Has finally revealed the new Jurrac cards, and I cannot overstate how cool the new dinosaurs are. So, unfortunately, the expectations that I did do for Jurracs, yeah, we'll really get over that, but, we didn't really, well, they really aren't exactly what I expected. So I think one of my ideas for one of my predictions was Jurrac, like Jurrac Tricera, I think was Jurrac Ankylo. Yes, we didn't get any of that. We have Jurrac Megalo, Jurrac Stego, Jurrac Astro, and Jurrac Volcano. So these are the new cards. Very cool. Woo! Let's take a look at them. So, let's see. So we aren't really gonna talk about, like, actual Yu-Gi-Oh! Players. I don't know how you guys play in the TCG. I'm an OCG player, and a Master Duel player, but, yes. So let's check out Jurrac Megalo. So the Megalo is, I think, the one card I think I like the most because it's Megalosaurus, man. Like, it's a new species. We don't have Megalosaurus in Jurracs yet. And it's nice to see that Yu-Gi-Oh's kind of, you know, holding on, they're releasing the Jurrac stuff that with more obscure dinosaur species. I mean, if you play Ark, you probably heard of Megalosaurus, but, anyways, but, like, Megalosaurus itself is not really the most common of all dinosaurs, so, it's Jurrac Megalo, and honestly, I don't know what, like, are they all supposed to be Megalos? Are they, like, triplet Megalosaur babies? Because, like, I don't know, like, this one kind of looks like a Jurrac Allo. This one has, like, a horn on his nose. Maybe it's a Ceratosaurus? And I don't know. Like, are they all supposed to be a Megalosaurus? Because, like, I guess individual variation exists in the Jurrac universe. Yeah, new information learned, I suppose. So, speaking of its effects. So, if you control a dinosaur, you can special summon it from your hand. So, hell yes, free summon, nice. So, during our main phase, you can discard 2 cards, including a Jurrac card, and draw 2 cards. Okay, so... that means if your hand bricks with Jurrac cards, which is greatly appreciated because we'll get over the other Jurracs later, but we only got 4 new cards and the rest of the Jurracs really aren't that good. So most likely you will get something that you don't want in your hand. So it's a Jurrac card, so it doesn't actually have to be Jurrac Dinosaur. It can be a Jurrac Trap or Jurrac Spell as well. And if this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, yes, we of course, we're gonna do the compulsory of baby slaughter, because, you know, pop the baby, you know, such as life in Prehistoric Kingdom, so, you can send 1 Jurrac monster from your deck or extra deck to your graveyard, except Jurrac Megalo, so, yes, that means you can send stuff to your graveyard, so, Jurracs to your graveyard. You will talk about how that's gonna come in handy later down the drain, but just know that it's gonna come up soon, and... even if you don't necessarily need a dinosaur to be in your extra deck, you can always send something else and, use that as fodder for, Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, so it's always decent, so... Right, so the next dinosaur is the Jurrac Stego. So, Jurrac Stego, if you just read his effects, it is really scary, because during your main phase, you can destroy 1 card you control, right? Gonna do the baby slaughtering, and if you do, Send one dinosaur monster from your deck to your graveyard. Any dinosaur. Yep, we got Transcendosaurus Meteorus effects here. And then you can special summon any number of Jurrac monsters from your hand and or deck whose total levels equal the sent monster's level. So, for example, if you would send, let's say, Transcendosaurus Meteorus, which is a level 12 dinosaur, that means you can summon any number of dinosaurs so that the levels equal 12. So that means you can bring out any dinosaur. So, any Jurrac monster. Yes, so it has to be Jurracs, though. So, and that's where Stegosaurus kind of falls flat. Is Yu-Gi-Oh! Summon to Dinosaur King? I mean, it's cards that they summon dinosaurs. I think that's where the similar things end. Yeah, you kill baby dinosaurs in Yu-Gi-Oh! But so let's take a look at the Jurrac. So for example, if I would use a Stegos effect and pop Meteors with it, I could technically summon 2 Jurrac Harrass. I could summon 3 Jurrac Protopses, or I mean, I don't think it's like theoretically nor physically possible, but you could technically summon 12 Jurrac Elos. I mean, obviously, you can only have up to, like, 5 dinosaurs on your field, and that's gonna be including the Stego, so you'll probably have, like, 4 slots, so 4 allos, but you can only have 3 allos in a deck, so you can summon 3 allos, I guess, but why would you? But, like, you can summon Jurrac Titano, because it says, ignoring the summoning conditions. So, yeah, the only reason ignoring the summoning conditions exists is because Jurrac Titano requires you to, say that it cannot be special summoned, so... Which is, like, it's a really old card. You can see it's a very old card, like, no one uses it, but, like, if you want to get out Jurrac Titano, which is cannot be targeted by trap or monster effects, but, like, it's not that big of a debuff, because it's not really something that activates an effect and someone can, like, chain response and try to pop Titano. Like, 3000 beat stick, it's not really a big issue. And the once per turn thing is not a quick effect either, so... It's like, even that is just a 4k beat stick, and in modern day Yu-Gi-Oh! It's like, a high attack beat stick that doesn't really do much. So, yeah, it sounds scary, but like, the thing that it actually does is honestly not that threatening because of the last effect. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of this turn except dinosaur monsters. So you can't summon any of the evolved dinosaur dragons, such as, Evilzar Dolka or Evilzar Lars. So you can send Meteorus, summon 2 Harrass from your deck, and make Lars, because you are restricted to summoning dinosaurs only. So you can only summon, if you summon 2 Jurrac Harrasauruses, you can't actually go into Lars. It's just two guys. It's 2 Harrasauruses that are easily gonna die, unfortunately. So. And the last effect is, when this card is destroyed by battle, you can return 1 card on the field to the hand. Like, I think the secondary effect is really only there because, like, it's Jurracs. Like, I mean, they're like, how do we add in something related to battle that's gonna be somewhat useful nowadays? So, I guess, if you are kind of bricked or something somehow, you can set this guy, face down or something. And if it's destroyed by battle, you can try to send maybe a key component of the opponent to your hand. I guess if you're bricked with Jurrac Stego, that's something you could do. Because it says that destroy 1 card you control, so that means you can't destroy dinosaurs in your hand. It has to be on the board, so... Oh, wait, hold up. So, wait, now that I think about it, Jurrac Stego can just pop itself. Yeah, so you can just pop Stego, and then get a bunch of dinosaurs out to the board. You can just pop himself. So that's something he can do, so... Yeah, but, like, why? Why would you do that? Well, so when this card is destroyed by battle, you can return 1 card on the field to your hand. Okay. So the next dinosaur is Jurrac Astaro. So that is, like, the only thing I kind of predicted, which was, since Jurassic Tyrannus is based off a Nano Tyrannus, is there a Megaraptor card on Yu-Gi-Oh? There is, in fact, a Megaraptor card, but it's, I think it's like $100, so good luck trying to buy that. And unfortunately, is not, it's not a Master Duel. It's an OCG, like, it's an Absolute King Mega Plunder. So this is the Megaraptor card, which you could get by visiting the Tokyo Dinosaur Exhibition, which I went there last time. I made a whole video about that, so... yes, I went there, and I got the card from the exhibition. So this is made, by the way. This is based on the mate from the NHK documentary. So yeah, unfortunately this card isn't out in the online version of Yu-Gi-Oh that I play here. It's not here. Like I can look up Mega Plunder. It's not gonna be there. Not there. So yeah. I use a Megazowler instead, which is cool because I can evolve it to go to Gigantozowler. But anyways, that's not really what the point here. So Jurrac Astro. So Jurrac Astro is a level 10 fire dinosaur. It's a synchro. So level 10 synchro means that you can actually summon it using Xenometeorus, which is a level 6 tuner, and a level 4 random dinosaur, such as Therizia, Oviraptor. Scratraptor doesn't work because it's a tuner himself. Miscellaneousaurus, I guess. So when this card is synchro summoned, you can set one Jurrac spell trap from your deck or graveyard. So any Jurrac traps. So the Jurrac has right now Jurrac only has Jurrac Impact, which means if you control a dinosaur type monster with 2,500 more attack, destroy all cards on the field. So yeah, it's not really good because it has to blow up yourself. And if you already have a dinosaur type monster with over 2,500 attack, usually it's a pretty powerful dinosaur like Ultimate Conductor and like stuff like that. There's really no reason to do that. Like it's not really that good of a card, hence it's a normal. But now you can actually set it, so pretty nice. And it actually meets the conditions for Jurrac Impact, so very cool. So once per turn, if your opponent would special summon a monster, you can banish 2 dinosaurs from your graveyard and negate the summon. Yes, quick effect negate. Pretty useful though. And during your opponent's turn, so it only says banish 2 dinosaur monsters, so you don't actually even have to use Jurracs. You can just go ahead and make that, and because synchro summoning usually requires you to use 2 dinosaurs, you can just use the 2 dinosaurs that were used to make Astro and use that as a negate. So it's now the dinosaurs have another in-archetype negate. Really cool. I think this might be actually the only dinosaur that actually says quick effect negate. I think so. Actually, now that I think about it, all the dinosaurs that we have in Yu-Gi-Oh so far, Rexstum just outright prevents people from activating stuff. Tyranno just flips them upside down. I don't think there's any dinosaur that directly says negate the activation. That was only something that the evolved Eodolcas and this guy does, the Lars. Yes. What was Lars again? What was it? It's it was a yeah, Oro Dracos, I think that's what it was called. Yes. So those 2 are the only ones that have quick effect negate. None of the dinosaurs actually do. So this is the first dinosaur that actually states quick effect negate. So cool. During your opponent's turn, you can banish 2 Jurracs from your graveyard, including this card, and summon 1 Jurrac Meteor from your extra deck. So let me tell you what's actually the most funniest thing is that I actually have Jurrac Meteor as a prismatic rare, which is like a 1% chance. I actually hard pulled a Jurrac Meteor, so I always just had it in my collection because I guess why not? Like it's actually gonna be useful soon. I can't believe I actually pulled a Jurrac Meteor as a prismatic, so very nice. So what Jurrac Meteor does, if it's synchro summon, destroy all cards, then you can special summon 1 tuner. So the reason the Jurracs themselves, they never use Jurrac Meteor is because the effect is mandatory. You have to use it. So you can't use the 2,800 attack as a form of beat stick or anything. If you summon it, regardless if you want it or not, it's gonna blow up the field. So there's no point in doing that, and the original summoning conditions was 1 Jurrac tuner and 2 or more non-tuner dinosaur type monsters. So it even has to be a Jurrac tuner, and it also needs 2 or more dinosaurs. So like by the time you're getting this many dinosaurs out on the board, you could probably just win the game. There's no reason for you to turn into Jurrac Meteor and blow up the entire board, which will just set the entire benefit that you've been gathering throughout the entire game just back for like 1 tuner. Like, why would you do that? So, like, that's why no one uses Jurrac Meteor. So, yeah, now what Jurracs has done is that instead of them becoming a combat-focused archetype, because Jurracs used to be something where they focused on battles, for example, Jurrac Guibosaurus says if it's destroyed, if it destroys something by battle, you can summon a Jurrac And this guy says, if it destroys something by battle, you make a Spinosaurus token. If this guy gets destroyed by battle, you can special summon another Jurrac. So you can see that, like, they're based on, like, all, like, fighting stuff. This guy can attack all stuff, so they were like, yeah, we can't do this shit anymore. We're gonna go ahead and bring out the nuke. Like, the archetype sucks so badly. Like, look at that. Like, my deck right now is, I've always tried to make a deck that fits in every single dinosaur archetype from Yu-Gi-Oh! Start to finish. So we have the old dinosaurs, we have the original dinosaurs, we have the new dinosaurs, we have the super dinosaurs, we have the transcendent dinosaurs, we have the fusion humanoid dinosaurs, and the freaking Zoid as well. We got dino wrestlers. Like, my deck is like, use as many various dinosaur cards as possible. Like, I don't really have a specific win con. It's just, I'm just a very flexible deck that can do whatever the hell he wants with all the dinosaurs in the game. So, that is my original goal for this deck. So, it's not really about winning, it's about sending a message. Also, the win rate is about 50%, so that's high enough for me. But anyways, so now that Jurrac Meteor exists, you can just summon it with Astro and just keep, like... So, essentially what it does is that, so... After you use a quick effect negate, if it somehow dies, you can probably pop it using the Ultimate Conductor Tyranno's effect or something, and then send it to the graveyard, and then you can banish 2 Jurracs, including himself, from the graveyard, and summon another Jurrac Meteor, so you can just nuke the field. So, that... It kind of... Like, the way it works, and I think if you use Jurracs purely, like... Not the archetype, just pure Jurracs. I think you can send up like 3 nukes at the same time, which is pretty silly. But yes, so the last one is Jurrac Volcano. So, well, hold up, let me grab a drink. I'm way too excited, so. Right. Alright, so, the last new card that we have is Jurrac Volcano. So, it's a field spell. And you can kind of see Jurrac Titano in the background. Which is cool, because I think Jurrac Titano is actually based on the Titanosaurs. Like, the Godzilla Kaiju. The one, you know, the Spinosaurus Kaiju from Godzilla, I think. So, it's based off of that, so, pretty cool. So during your main phase, you can destroy 1 dinosaur monster you control. Yes, pop the baby. And if you do, special summon 1 Jurrac from your deck. So if you, for example, if you summon a baby and you pop the baby using the field spell, it will summon a Jurrac from your deck, and then the baby will activate, and you can summon another dinosaur from your deck. Pretty cool. So if your opponent special summons a monster during the turn they activate a monster effects 4 or more times, you can special summon 1 Jurrac Meteor from your extra deck. This is treated as Synchro Summon. So you can nuke the field again! So this guy has an effect that brings out Jurrac Meteor, and the field also has another effect that brings out Jurrac Meteor. So you can Jurrac Meteor the field twice. And if a Jurrac monster you control would be destroyed by card effect, you can banish 1 dinosaur from your graveyard instead. So, yeah, pretty neat. So... Yeah, just extra destruction preventing is cool, I guess. So, it seems like they banished dinosaurs from your graveyard as a protection effect, and not to actually gain an advantage, or like what dinosaurs used to be doing. So, interesting, because usually, like, if you banish a dinosaur, you'd be banishing something like Kaito Terra or something like this guy, which brings himself back to the field when they get banished. So, very interesting. So how can you use these things? Right? How do you do this with these guys? Like, what am I supposed to do with them? So, Jurrac Megalo's effect says, if this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can send 1 Jurrac monster from your deck or extra deck to your graveyard, except Jurrac Megalo. So, it says, I don't know why you would send a Jurassic monster from your deck, to be honest. But if you send it something from the extra deck, you can actually send Jurrac Astro to your to your graveyard, and that means that in your graveyard, there's gonna be Astro, and there's gonna be Jurrac Megalo. So, on the opponent's turn, that means you can banish both Astro and the Megalosaurus from your graveyard, and special summon Jurrac Meteor. So, that's one Meteor heading the opponent's way, and also ours as well, but like, there's gotta be something we can do against that, right? Because once Jurrac Meteor hits the field, it will activate the effect, which will destroy all cards. But when it activates the effect, you can actually use, apparently, you can use Jurrac's Volcano's secondary effect, not the third effect. If a Jurrac monster you control will be destroyed by card effect, you can banish one dinosaur. So it says Jurrac monsters. So if your field is full of Jurracs, and Jurrac Meteor hits the field, you can just banish one dinosaur monster from your graveyard and prevent all your Jurracs themselves from getting destroyed by the Meteor. Which, I don't know, does that mean that Jurrac Meteor itself is also gonna be on the field? Not so sure about that. Because, like, here's the thing, right? The reason I'm confused how the ruling... the reason I'm confused on how the ruling works is because if it's summoned, it will destroy all the cards on the field, which will include Jurrac Volcano. So, can I use Jurrac Volcano to protect itself? Like, protect the other dinosaurs? Well, Jurrac Volcano's gonna get popped one way or the other. So, yeah, when Jurrac Asteroid, like, Jurrac Meteor hits the field, Jurrac Volcano's obviously gonna go. Like, that's obviously true, but what about the other Jurracs that I have? So, and yes, that seems to be it. So, Jurrac Stego, like, that's the one part that I don't quite understand. Like, Jurrac Stego exists? Like, it's good if you want to run it as a pure Jurrac deck. But, like, the targets Jurrac Stego can bring out are very mediocre. Like, Jurrac Ala, we got Jurrac Tyrannos, Spinos, Guaiba. Like, they're all the older Jurrac cards. We don't really have, like, because it says, I think it says deck, right? From your deck. A hand or deck, so... that means that, yeah, you can't summon stuff from the extra deck, so it has to be from your deck. And there really aren't that many good, Jurrac, deck creatures that I can kind of see myself doing. And the issue is that Jurrac Stego itself is actually not a tuner. It's a level 4 dinosaur. It's a regular dinosaur. It's not a tuner. So, by itself, you can't actually synchro summon anything with it. So, it is really hard to utilize Stego to the maximum from what I can see. Because... let's say that you can bring out Iguanon. It's a regular level 4 dinosaur. Jurracs, for some reason, despite being focused as a synchro dinosaur archetype, they don't actually have level 4 synchros, tuners. All the level 4s that they have are regular dinosaur effects. They aren't tuners. The only ones that are tuners are like level 3s, and level 2s, and level 1s. They're tuners. So, you can't actually make a lot of the good Jurrac synchros. I don't think you can even make the Jurrac Asteroid, I'm gonna be honest. Because it requires a level 10 fire dinosaur, so... how do you make a level 10 synchro fire dinosaur by only using Jurrac dinosaurs? So, obviously, you'd keep the Stego on board, or, I mean, I guess you could sack Stego and summon another Jurrac level 4. You could summon 2 level 3, Yeah, you've got to summon 2 level 4s and 1 level 2, and Gallimimus, and then you could make a Jurrac level 10, the Synchro level 10. But, like, these dinosaurs individually, they really aren't worth running. And that is why Jurrac Megalo's first and secondary effect exists, because if you have a hand that has a bunch of these useless dinosaur cards, you can discard them and draw more cards. Hopefully, draw the dinosaur that you actually need for the situation, and not something like Jurassic Iguanodon or something. No disrespect to Jurassic Iguanodons, but, like, it's really not that good. So, I don't know, Jurrac Ptera, I think, is, like, the only level 3 Jurrac that is not, a tuner. So, if you want to do some weird synchroing stuff, you can use that. But the problem is that, because of the Stego secondary restriction, you're only limited to summoning dinosaurs. So, the problem is, how many dinosaur synchros are there in the game? Well, here's the second issue for this guy. These are the only dinosaur synchros that are in the game. Jurrac Meteor, which you don't want to use the Stego's effect to summon, like, I guess you could, but, like, why? Dino Restless Spinosavati, which is always a dinosaur that I run myself. It's a pretty decent card. Isn't really a game finisher or anything, but it can be quite annoying, so... Interesting card, Transcendosaurus Glaciosaurus, which is a giant board. The frick is Jurrac? It's a dinosaur card archetype, so the problem with Glaciosaurus is that you want to use a normal dinosaur, but the thing is, they didn't add in a normal dinosaur, so that's one of the things I'm quite honestly baffled by, because, there really are, like, I can't really see myself using Stegosaurus' second effect to summon Jurracs to make a dinosaur synchro, because Glaciosaurus requires, you to use, normal dinosaurs, like, Frostosaurus, because it's an evolved version of Frostosaurus. Yeah, obviously, look at the name. No shit, right? That's what you're supposed to be doing, but it cannot be destroyed by battle. Nice. But the only way to make it a proper wall, which means it's undestroyable by card effects, it's undestroyable by, it's untargetable. The only way to do that is to pop Glaciosaurus and then send a normal monster that you have back into the deck, and then resummon it, and then it gets the extra buffs. So if you synchro summon it just using Jurrac stuff, because there's no Jurrac normal dinosaurs, you can't utilize Jurrac Transcendosaurus Glaciosaurus. It's just gonna be a 3,600 beatstick Supersaurus that can't do anything. It's just a wall, I guess. I mean, it's, to be fair, that's a lot better than what Jurracs used to do, but not by a lot. So I guess the somewhat decent card you could pull out is Jurrac Giganoto. Because, while this card is face-up on the field, all face-up Jurracs, you gain 200 attack for each Jurrac monster in your graveyard. So that means, the funny thing is that if you actually send, if you make 2 Jurrac Giganotos, that means they'll buff each other, which means that they'll gain 400 attack for each Jurrac monster in your graveyard, so... Yeah, and the way the Jurrac Megalo works is that they dump the Jurrac stuff into the graveyard, Jurrac Stego dumps the dinosaur into the graveyard. So they try to dump as many Jurracs as possible into the graveyard, essentially. So, and essentially Jurrac Astro uses its third effect to summon Jurrac Meteor and stuff. And you want to get as many Jurracs as possible. Either get a big beefy Giganotosaurus, or use asteroid stuff shenanigans. That's, I guess, what they're trying to do with Jurracs. So, or I guess that's alright? Like, because, like, honestly, Jurrac Giganoto, like, if you want his attack to be, like, at least a substantial amount. Like a substantial amount, like, let's say, let's make it as strong as a T-Rex, right? 3,500. That would mean you would need, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7! You need 7 other Jurrac dinosaurs in your graveyard if you want this guy to be just as decent as a Tyranno. Just like melee-wise speaking, like it's, like we're not even talking about like other effects, because outside of the attack buffing ability of Jurrac Giganotosaurus, it doesn't really have anything else. Like its only thing is that it buffs its attack, and its base attack is 2,100. It's weaker than I mean, to be fair, 2,100 base attack is like not that bad for like. For other, like look at it, Oviraptor is 1,800. Like, a Giga is, like, 200 more powerful than an Oviraptor. Yeah, it's like, so you're kind of expecting to use, like, multiple Giganotos and get the 400 attack buff if you want at least a decent amount of attack, but, like, it's really not worth it, that's the thing. And the other one is a Jurrac Velfido, which is a level 5 dinosaur, and... It's a card attack and defense are equal to the total original attack of the Synchro Material monsters, so you can't make it using Tyranno Infinity and give him a shit ton of attack. Doesn't work, unfortunately. So, it sounds like it's gonna get a crazy amount of attack, but honestly, like usually, let's say, do you play IRL Yu-Gi-Oh? Yes, I do play IRL physical Yu-Gi-Oh, as well. I think this deck is like the one that I actually use, like IRL, right now, so... Scrap Raptor, and let's say, what's another level 1 dino? Scrap Raptor is 1,400. Let's pretend we made, Velfido using Oviraptor and Megalosaurus, which is a level 1 tuner. So, that means that Jurrac Velfido would get, 500 plus 1,800 attack from Oviraptor. So, that would mean it would be, 2,300, power dinosaur. which is not good. Like, it's not really good. If this card attacks a face-down defense position, you can destroy it immediately without flipping it face up. Cool? It's just that the Ultimate Conductor Trilingo does exactly that, and it deals, and it sends 1,000 damage in your face. So, and like, the funny thing is that Jurrac Velfido and the Ultimate Conductor Trilingo, like, from effort stand-wise, I think they pretty much consume the exact same amount of effort. Like, if you're gonna make Jurrac Velfido, you can definitely make Jurrac Ultimate Conductor Trilingo too. So that's the thing. Like, Jurrac Ultimate Conductor Trilingo isn't harder to bring out than Jurrac Velfido. They're about the similar level in terms of difficulty of bringing it out. So, like, why would you do that? It's not really good. So, now I was thinking outside of the box. Is there any other dinosaurs that we could bring out potentially? That would be, Dinosaurs from the extra deck. And yes, in fact, I did find one that actually fits the deal pretty well. Which is, the only Transcendosaurus that we never really used outside the first time it released, because I used it and then immediately figured out it was completely worthless. Which I think Jurracs might be able to use. So hear me out. It says 2+ dinosaur monsters, including a level 6 or higher monster. That is not an issue, because as I said, Jurrac Stego can summon getting out a level 6 or higher dinosaur is not really a big of an issue for Jurrac Stego, because it can just banish, no, it can just send, like, Meteorus or I guess Jurrac Titano or something like that, a high level dinosaur to your graveyard, and then just summon a shit ton of Jurracs. So, the summoning conditions, the ridiculous summoning conditions that Exoraptor had, isn't actually as, hard-hitting, with Jurrac Stego as well. And, like, I'd say, I'm gonna be honest, I think Exoraptor is probably gonna be the best dinosaur to bring out. Using, Stego, I'd say. So if this card is special summon, you can special summon another additional dinosaur to your hand. And if a face-up dinosaur monster this card points to is destroyed by battle or sent to the graveyard, you can draw a card. That's gonna be a bit of an issue. You'll find out why soon. And if this card is destroyed, again, just like, the Supersaurus, you can shuffle back one normal dinosaur and it will resummon itself. And yes. So here's the problem with Exoraptor, right? Let me just bring up, Yu-Gi-Oh! Field. Right. Where is a good playing field? Right. Okay, so let me make a quick demonstration. Right, can I move this? Thank you. Right, so this is, so the reason that, like, it's a bit awkward to use Exoraptor is because the way Link dinosaurs work. So, for example, you have your playmat right here, and you summon Exoraptor. Because it's a Link dinosaur, you have to summon it in your extra monster zone first. Right. This is the bit of an issue, man. This is gonna be quite annoying because a lot of the cards aren't, like, physically in the game right now because of the new Jurrac cards. I was trying to look up, like, online Yu-Gi-Oh! Simulators for the live stream, but I really couldn't find any. So, because that has the new Jurracs. But anyways, so because Exoraptor is a Link dinosaur, you have to summon it here. Or here. But its effect states that if a face-up dinosaur monster this card points to is destroyed by battle or sent to the graveyard. So, by the battle, that will never really happen. But you can draw one card. So, yes. For one draw, but it has to point to it. That's the issue. It doesn't point downwards, which is where you'd probably put a dinosaur that you want to destroy there. So the only way to utilize Exoraptor is get something that with an arrow that points downwards, and then summon Exoraptor this way, and then put dinosaurs left or right, and then use the Exoraptor's effect to pop something, and then after all that bullshit, you can draw one card. So what I think you could possibly do is that maybe you could use Raprodocus? Yeah, so Raprodocus is another dinosaur that I use in Mastertool, so its effect is pretty useless. I don't really use its effects, but Raprodocus points downwards, and it says declare one monster type, and then all face-up becomes that type. It's really useless. But the point is that it's a dinosaur that points downwards. So if you use Stego to get a bunch of dinosaur bodies on board, you could technically make these two. You can make a setup like this, where you have Raprodocus here, and then you can summon X-Raptor here. And then, I guess you could banish 2 cards that you use for the Link Summon and get out Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. Right. Okay, oh my god, this is... this is so frustrating, right? So I guess you could summon Ultimate Conductor Tyranno and use its ability to pop Raprodocus or something like that, and then use its X-Raptor ability to draw you a card. But I am realizing that it's a pretty useless strat. Like, why would you do that? That's the issue, man. Like, I'm trying to make Stego work, but I really can't. Like, X-Raptor is like the somewhat decent card you could probably use. Or you could try to summon out, I suppose, let's say, another dinosaur you could summon out with Jurracs is you could summon Jurracs Spinos, and you could summon, Jurrac Allo, and that would make a level 8. With that, you could go into Spino Savati, which is, I guess, pretty cool. Jurrac Spino turns into Dino Restless Spinosaurus. Pretty cool, concept-wise, but it's like, for that, you have to add in Jurrac Allo to your thing, which is really a brick if it's in your hand. And if you don't have Megalo that will help you draw, like, mulligan, it really won't be that good. Alright, hold up. Right, let me just quickly go ahead and let's just get out all the dinosaur cards out right now. So, alright, let's copy our image. Right. Hold up, right. Jurracs. Is there no images? Do I have to cut them up myself? Right. So let's just get Jurrac Astro here. Right, I can just edit this out, so. Right, so we got the Jurrac Volcano. Right, okay, there it is, right. Let's get Jurrac Megalosaurus. And Jurrac Stego. Honestly, guys, I'm quite upset at the fact that they use Stegosaurus. We already have a Stegosaurus in Yu-Gi-Oh! We have the Dino Wrestler Stego, Stego, which is one of the decent Jurrac stuff. We have the Doodlebee Stegosaurus, which looks just adorable as hell. I absolutely love its design. We already have Jurrac Doodlebee Stego, which is already decent. We already have a lot of decent Stegosauruses in this game. Of course, Sword Arm of Dragon is also a Stegosaur. Like, heck, we even have Stego Cyber, which is a card that no one uses, but it exists, right? That's the thing. So the thing is that, like, Ankylosaurus-wise, why are there no good Ankylosaurus cards in Yu-Gi-Oh? Right? I guess Hydrogeddon kind of looks like one, but that's even, like, kind of pushing it a bit. Like, there isn't really that, like, good many Ankylosaurus in Yu-Gi-Oh! The only one that we have is Marshall Ankylo, that has 0 defense, which is supposed to be an Ankylosaurus. Like, what the hell? Like, we have a decent number of Stegosaur cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Already. I don't know why they still haven't made a, like, Ankylo. Like, obviously Ankylo would be the right choice. Why Stego? I'm honestly annoyed by that, because, like, come on! Like, representation matters, right? Isn't that what woke is all about? Right, for your information, that was a joke, right? Anyways, where is it? Right, yes, the new Jurracs. Right. So if we bring that out. Okay, so let's see what we need. We also need a Jurracs. We need some Jurrac cards. Yes, list of Jurrac, right. So, for Stego, I guess the no, I don't think there's a reason for you to use Jurrac Allo. But there is a reason I guess, like, Jurrac Allo could be decent. Because its effect says that you contribute this card and select one level 4 or lower Jurrac. No, it's level 4 or lower, so I see. So it's not really that good. Because I was actually thinking about using Stego's effect to dump a high level Jurrac and then summon out a bunch of low levels, including Allo, and I was gonna try and sack Allo and get the high level one from the graveyard, I guess. I was maybe thinking about doing some shenanigans like that, but like, it says level 4 or lower, so... Yeah, that restricts a lot of the Allo plays I was planning to do, so... Yeah, because I was actually thinking about maybe dumping Jurrac Spinos. Where is it? Jurrac Spinos. No, not Styracosaurus. Spinosaurus. Which is a level 7, so I could summon about, like, I guess I could summon Allo, and I could summon a level 4 and a level 2. Then I could sack Allo and get out Spino. And then with a level 2 and level, no, not level 2, I guess. It doesn't really work out, never mind. I was gonna try to make Spinosavati, but no, it doesn't really work. I mean, instead of a level 2, I guess you could summon a level 1, I suppose. It says up to, so you don't really have to have exactly level 7s. But... yeah, like, Stego is, like, it's a decent thing that helps you swarm the board, but all Jurrac cards are already so bad that it doesn't really matter. So, I mean, having Jurrac Stego when I was in middle school, maybe before I got all the new crazy dinosaur support, I think then it would have been somewhat decent, but... It really seems like the only reason you'd really use Jurrac Stego is maybe at the end of the game. You could maybe summon it out, try and do something with that. Alright, so... so... One of the Jurracs that I would probably be running, I guess, would be, Jurrac Harrass. So, Jurrac Harrass is one of the only Jurrac stuff that actually that is a level 6. So, because with level 6, I can make, Lars. That is one of the reasons I would probably be running, Jurrac Harrass, because, I was thinking about maybe being able to utilize the Megalo's effect to discard a card and draw 2. I was maybe thinking about if I have a bad hand, if Harrass was in my hand, I could probably discard Harrass and something else, and then draw into something useful potentially. That was one of my plans, and because right now, unfortunately, in Yu-Gi-Oh! You can only have up to 60 cards. So... that means some of these cards have to go. So, like, this is why I was making a new deck called Jurracs. So, because the new cards aren't gonna be obviously out for about, like, 5 months, this is just proof of concept, right? So, this is the card deck that has all the dinosaur stuff added in. So, this is Jurrac Megalo, it's just replacing it for now. Harrass is there, and this is the Jurrac Field Spell. And I don't know about Jurrac Stego. I might add that one in. I might not add that one in. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not quite sure. I mean, I could probably maybe get rid of one Petite and add in Stego, but like, really wouldn't really do that. Maybe I could just sack one of the Beta Evolution pills and replace that with Stego. Because the thing is that Stego restricts you to only summoning dinosaur monsters. So I was thinking maybe I could use Beta Evolution pill and use the dinosaurs that Stego sent out as material to get a high level extra deck dinosaur monster. Level 5 or high extra deck. So for that, you can get a lot of stuff. You can get Rexterm out. You can get Kentrigina out. You can move into Dinomorpheus if your life point is low enough that it works. You could get out Spinosaurus, and you could also get out Dino Wrestler Chimera T-Rexel, which is what I was doing right now. So where is it? This guy. Because this guy says if this card, like, it does piercing damage, it gains 500 attack. And if it's destroyed, you can destroy all your attack position monsters. So it's kind of like Meteor, but it's one-sided. So, and it doesn't destroy traps and stuff, but I mean, for now, I think T-Rexel is actually better right now, because we don't have the Jurracs support. Can we get this guy out? Is this a dinosaur? Storage pod? That's a machine. Why is this guy a machine? I don't get it, right? I'm really not sure what Storage Pod is supposed to be doing. I've been looking at Storage Pod for quite a while, and I really can't see a way that this guy's gonna make out. Like, it's not a dinosaur, it's a machine. Like, it's weird, like, it's trying to link machines with dinosaurs, which has never worked out. Now, we had Dino Mist, which is a machine, but, like, they don't have any synergy with dinosaurs, so, yeah, really weird. Who knows, maybe eventually they might do something with that, but so far, nothing. So, let's take a look at the new Jurracs again. So another thing that we could do is Jurracs Stego is that during a main phase, you destroy one card you control and send one dinosaur from your deck to your graveyard. So with that, if you're gonna use a relatively pure Jurrac package, you could actually send Overtex Quatless to your graveyard, because if it's sent from your deck to the graveyard, you can actually get an evolution pill to your hand. So with that, you can grab a beta evolution pill, Ultra Transcendence, and then with the Stego's Jurrac materials that you summoned, you'll be able to use those into and move them into you could move them into any of these extra deck dinosaurs like Spinosaurus and the Chimera T-Rexel. So here's the thing, another thing that I kind of wanted to say. So Chimera T-Rexel has an effect that says if this card, your opponent's monsters cannot target a monster for attacks except this one. And another funny thing is that Spinosaurus says as well, your opponent's monsters cannot target for attacks except this one. So what happens if you somehow manage to pull it off? If you get both Spinosaurus and Chimera T-Rexel onto the board at the same time, that means the opponent won't be able to attack you at all. Which is kind of cool, but at the same time, that's a lot of effort. Because I was thinking maybe, right? Maybe if you could bring out Spinosaurus relatively easy with Jurracs, I was thinking maybe you could do that and a Chimera T-Rexel together. You could put both of them together, which would be pretty cool, because then would mean that Jurracs would go into two Dino Wrestlers, which are both bat dinosaur archetypes, and then do a complete combat lock on the opponent. Really silly thing, but like it's a silly thing. We're here for the silly, right? So, and it also says, Dino Wrestler Spinosaurus also says, if this card will be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can destroy one card you control instead. So this guy has unironic synergy with Jurrac Meteor as well. So if it hits Meteor, you can destroy for example, the field spell instead. Because the field spell is gonna get destroyed anyways. So that way you can also keep Spinosaurus on your board. So yeah, Spinosaurus has a really good synergy with Jurracs. Theoretically, because that means you would have to put a Jurrac Allo and a level 7 Jurrac into your main deck, which would probably be Jurrac Spinos, because Jurrac Rex is really bad. Like, surprisingly enough, like, that's why I said Jurrac Tyrannus cannot possibly be a T-Rex, because it's based off of Nano Tyrannus, I think, which is a baby T-Rex, but we aren't here for that, right? Anyways, like, that's why it has, like, 3 claws and shit, so and that's also because it's really not that good. That's why one of my predictions was Jurracs will probably get Jurracs or something that's gonna be essentially an upgraded T-Rex-esque dinosaur, which is what we got, which was in the form of Jurrac Astro, so I was half right, I suppose. So this guy, when this card destroys a dinosaur, you can tribute it and gain 500 attack to make it 3,000. No! Right, if this card destroys an opponent monster by battle, this card gains 300 attack. Would have been really nice if it could constantly attack like Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, but even then it would be just a worse Ultimate Conductor, and it's so really bad to use this guy. At least with Jurracs Spinos, if it destroys something and send it to the graveyard, you can special summon one Spinos token, which means you can, for example, you can destroy something weak on the board, and then summon a token in attack position with 300 attack, and potentially be able to swing. That makes another body on your enemy's field for you to swing at. So Spinos could potentially be used maybe to get that extra bit of attack to finish off the game. Like, it's a very niche use, but I could possibly see that. If you want to go full out Jurracs, it's really not good. I'm not saying it's a good card, but if you want to use Spinosavati, you've got to use Spinos, because it's a level 8. And what else could you do? I guess you could bring out the level 3 and the level 3 tuner, but Dractara is even worse! Like, if this card is attacked, return the attacking hand of the damage calculation. And then the card gains a defense. Like, it's a nice card, right? Like, 10 years ago, right? You're kind of noticing a pattern here. Like, these cards really aren't that good. Like, any of these cards I'm trying to, like, potentially pull out, maybe say there might be decent, it's really not that good. Protoceratops gains 100 attack for each dinosaur you control. Very nice, but the problem is the opponent can only control up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you could at most gain 600 additional attack, which will make it 2,300. Still worse than Triceratops. I mean, it makes sense. You're supposed to be an ancestor to Triceratops, right? Not exactly, they lived at the same time, but it's a more primitive form of Ceratopsian. Yes! Right, I know! Right, they lived both in the Maastrichtian, right? You can shut up now. Anyways, so definitely for Stego, if you want to go for a more Jurrac Stego focused build, you don't really want to use the double evolution pill and go more for beta evolution pills instead, because they don't, double evolution pill requires you to use a non-dinosaur, and the beta evolution pill requires you to use just one of the components have to be a dinosaur. So the other one doesn't actually have to be a dinosaur, it just can be anything else. So, or it can also be a dinosaur, which is what you'd be doing if you used bodies to bring out Stego, so. But again, you can only use a beta evolution pill once per turn, so you can't use that to spam out like two Giganotos or a Spinosavati and a Dino Wrestler Chimera. That doesn't work either. So yeah, that's the bit of an issue. That's a bit of really the issue here. So I don't know, right? I'm trying to experiment with a bit. We'll probably do a lot of experimenting once the Yu-Gi-Oh like simulators add in all the new Jurrac cards into the game. But so far, like, there's not that much we can do. There's not, in terms of testing at least, right? We can't test out with these replacements that this is just like my potential deck, right? You see where I'm going with this. It's just a potential thing. It's not something that I'll actually be using. So yeah, from the main deck Jurracs, the only one that I could potentially be using is Jurrac Herrera in place of a normal monster, because again, 60 card deck, I need a level 6 to make Lars, because the level 6 Meteorus will probably be used in combination with Kaito Terra to usually go into Hornsaurus. That's what I usually do with a normal dinosaur on field, and with that I usually make Lars. So yes, so yeah, that's a bit of an issue again. So if I want to go for a full out dinosaur build, I don't know, I honestly feel like maybe we've got to scrap the scrap we gotta scrap the scrap part of the deck, which I don't know. Scrap really helps with messed up hands. If you have Lost World and Raptor, that's like a full combo. Like that's the issue. Like, I don't know. Like, I could definitely see myself getting rid of scraps for more Jurracs. But scraps themselves aren't that bricky. I mean, Chimera is a brick, and it's not even a dinosaur, so that's another bit of a plus. But then the issue becomes, like, the more non-dinosaurs that I have, the harder it is gonna be to actually use the double evolution pill, because I've had a lot of cases where I had the double evolution pill in my hand, but there was really no way for me to use it, because all the things that I had were dinosaurs, because I never drew into hand traps or anything like that. Because I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hand traps. So usually the way I would use double evolution pill is to like use Scrap Raptor. It's not really about doing the combo itself, but more like getting a non-dinosaur onto the board or into the graveyard to use double evolution pill with. So yeah, I mean, I do like what they're going for, trying to go full dinosaurs, which is obviously what I want to do. But Yu-Gi-Oh itself doesn't really run without, like, with hand, like, you've got to add in hand traps if you ever plan on winning with going second, so. I don't know, and besides, some of these, the Evilzars are, like, non-dinosaurs too, so, like, you've got to experiment with a bit. Like, it takes a bit of experimenting here. But yes, I think once the simulators are out, we'll definitely be able to do some crazy combo shenanigans that I plan on doing. I have a couple of ideas, right? Such as, like, as I said, the ELO recycle, I guess, which again doesn't really matter. The Transcendosaurus Exoraptor seems to be doing decent now. Possibly, if you've got more things to do after that. Like, if you didn't use your normal summon to get at Stego, I guess then you could maybe normal summon Soul Eating Oviraptor and go off from there. But I think the Exoraptor's effect is also once per turn, right? Please don't tell me it's once per turn. Yeah, it's once per turn. It's again once per turn. So even if you do all that, you only get to draw one card. Like, I don't know. Like, you could, like, I think the best one to bring out is really, it does definitely seem to be the Dino Wrestler Lock, seems to be the best way to use Stega with. I mean, or you could try and go into the Jurrac Astro, but it's a level 10, which means that you would probably send something like level 10 to your graveyard, I guess. Level 10 Jurrac? Is there a level 10 Jurrac? I think Meteor is a level 10. No, I think that guy's a level 9, though. Yeah, it's a level 9, so I guess you'll probably send Ultimate Conductor, I guess, which happens to be level 10. Or, I personally would send a Meteorus to your graveyard, because Meteorus is a card that I use. No one else uses it, but I use it for really bad hands. To get into, to use a double evolution pill and summon this guy out instead of, Conductor. And with that, I'll send Miscellaneousaurus to the graveyard and summon, Baby Ceresaurus by banishing itself. And another dinosaur. And then go into Therizia at the end of the turn and go for Dinomorphia plays. Because Dinomorphias are, like, it's a decent lock. Like, it can win games that I otherwise would have lost. Like, that's the benefit of Dinomorphias, so. Yeah, that's why I run too. Honestly, if I really wanted to maximize, like, min-max the engine, I could probably maybe ditch the one Frenzy. But in a 60 card deck, you, like, the chances of you messing up your hand increases ever so slightly the more bricks you add in, and Dinomorphia Frenzy is a 1-card combo. You can go straight into Rexstorm with, if the enemy has no hand traps, you can immediately go to Rexstorm with 2,000 life points and completely lock the opponent's, like, boss monsters that have, like, 2,000 or more attack from doing anything. So, yeah, I guess, but, like, if you use Stego to, like, what would you summon out of Stego if you want to go into, that guy? Like, I guess, right? I guess what you could do is with Jurrac Volcano, you could, if you have Jurrac Volcano and a Baby Ceresaurus at hand, activate Jurrac Volcano, normal summon Baby Ceresaurus, use Jurrac Volcano's effect to pop the Baby Ceresaurus. Baby Ceresaurus will summon Scrap Raptor, and the Jurrac Volcano's effect will summon, Stego. And then Stego can send meteors into the graveyard, transcendent meteors, and it will summon a bunch of them. And with the level 4 scrap tuner, you can bring out Herrera and make what was it? No. Yeah, you can make the new Jurrac synchro with that. Jurrac Astro, and that would mean, yeah, that's a level 6. So you would technically have 6 levels left over. So I guess with that you could summon I guess you could summon more dinosaurs. I guess go into Exoraptor or Spinofortnite, possibly. Hopefully you can, like, with the 1 level 8. No. What you could possibly do, right? With Stego, you would, yeah, you would get the scrap and use the Stego's ability to summon out something that can make a level 10. So you'll probably be a Jurrac Harara. Not Jurrac Harara. It would probably be 2 level 4s and 1 level 2, obviously. Yeah. Like, I don't really see myself using the Synchro level 3s. So it would probably be the Jurrac, a Galem, and 2 level 4s, which is probably gonna be Guaiba, because Guaiba is like the somewhat decent. It's like one of the bad Jurracs that aren't terrible. So it's probably gonna be 2 Guaibas and 1 Gallimimus, and with that you'll be able to go into Astro, and then I guess if you have more dinosaurs in your hand, then you could go for Ultra Transcendence. And with that, you go into Chimera T-Rexel. So then you would have both Dino Wrestlers on your field. That would do a Dino Wrestler combat lock. And you would get Jurrac Astro on the field, which will prepare for 3 board wipes. But like, it's hard to pull off. You see, you see what I'm doing here. Like, I'm trying to make Jurrac Stego work, but like, unless there's gonna be more Jurrac cards, like, I can't really see myself, like, Stego being that useful. Like, I could possibly add Jurrac Stego to my deck. Maybe I could sack 1 Petit Pteranodon for a Jurrac Stego, so that I could maybe go into, Spinofortnite or something like that, after I do the Dinosaur lock. Right, so, hold up, right? Let's use the normal deck, right? So let's test this out, right? So let's see what I would do with a regular Dinosaur combo. Right, obviously, like for Jurracs again, I think it would be better to go first now. I mean, Jurrac Stego, you could summon Jurrac Meteor with Jurrac Stego on your opponent's turn and just nuke the board that way. Right, so for example, this hand, again, see, this is why you need a Dinomorpheus. Like, you just do this. Set this. And then set 4 and pass. That's a Dinomorphia strat. And let's retry. So what I'm talking about is when I would summon Jurrac Stego right now. So this is again, this is another Dinomorphia hand. Like, here's the thing, right? Because Dinomorphia requires so little investment into the the whole thing. Okay, right. So what you could do here with this hand, right? Frostosaurus will probably be replaced with Jurrac Herrera. So you would activate Ground Xeno. You would get the... I mean, you could go for Meteorus, right? Honestly, I think the Meteorus is still the better one to go. And you would pop the Petite. Petite will... Like, it's good. It's a regular dinosaur for now. Like, what I'm trying to do is, you could probably try and get out Stego last. So get Ovi. Ovi, get Misk. Activate Miscellaneousaurs. And from Miscellaneousaurs here, you will banish one. And you know what? Hold up. Yeah, and you would, instead of using Archosaurs, you would summon Megalo here. Because it's a level 1 dino. So during your main phase, like again, if you have now that as I said, the Frostosaurus is a Jurrac harrass. So now I'll be able to discard Frosto and Dogoran and draw 2. Or if you want, like right now, you could also go into Animadorn Archosaur. You could activate its ability, pop the Jurrac harrass, and get the Beta Pill into your hand. And then, with the Oviraptor's ability, right, this is the good part. Archosaurs, if it's a situation like this, right, Archosaur can't do anything when it's popped. But, Megalo can actually pop, does something when it's popped. So you can send one Jurrac from your deck or extra deck to your graveyard. So, in these situations, you could, pop the Megalo, get Petite out. Megalo's gonna activate in the graveyard. And it will send a dinosaur monster from your deck to your graveyard, which is gonna be Jurrac Acero. So that means on your opponent's turn, now you can have you've got Jurrac, Meteor, and Speed Dial, right? So Xeno's now gonna pop. It's gonna pop the Petite, summon the Megazowler. Megazowler. Right, so with that, you will probably go into... Do I need diffusion right now? Let me quickly think. Like, we're definitely not gonna do the lock now. That's the thing, right? When would be the best time to use the dinosaur lock? So, we got the Old Transcendence. I mean, if you really wanted, you could summon Scrap now. I guess you could do the Scrap thing now as well. Activate Scrap. Let's grab our Chimera. Chimera's gonna bring out this guy. It says equal or high attack than the total attack of those tribute monsters. Now that's another issue. You can't bring out relatively low level 6 or higher dinosaurs like Hornsaurus. I was maybe trying to get Hornsaurus, maybe try and get a field spell off of that. Doesn't really work here because these two already are above 3,000 attack. What is that? How can I activate? Oh, okay, make a Gigantozala, right? So I guess, I mean, usually what I probably would have gone is I probably would have summoned Therizia, make Lars, make Dolka, and probably pass, and then use Beta Evolution Pill. And send Dogoran and Ash. And summon Chimera T-Rexel. That's probably what I would have done. Right. It's a bit hard to figure out because, like, it's not the exact cards here. I'm using, like, a lot of replacement stuff. Oh, yeah, so Lithosagem is definitely gonna go, right? I never really liked the whole aspect of Lithosagem to begin with. Never liked the whole thing. This is an odd hand. I mean, if you summon it, you get to get rid of Max C. So usually what I would do here is just use Therizia. And then if this guy gets Ash, I'll probably use Lithosagem or something. Set the Lord, because I already have Frenzy in my hand. And then, I guess Lithosagem. Honestly, you also... I think it's better... No, it's actually better if you know, if you don't. Or you could go double evolution pill right now here. Yeah, there's really no point in doing this, honestly. I mean, you could do this, but not really. I'd say keep max C for your opponent's turn. To bait out the Ash, because if you get Ash on your Frenzy, it's game over. But yes, it's a good thing that I can get rid of the Lithosagem engine, because I was never really a fan of using non-dinosaurs, because heresy. Right, so this is a decent hand. Right, so we can activate Lost World. Let's get Fossil Day here. If they use Ash, we can cross out it. So we'll activate Miscellaneous. We have a dinosaur in your hand. So in situations like this, you want to actually keep the Archosaur. Like, the best way to send out Megala would be in the first situation like that. Where you don't actually have a baby in your hand. If you have a baby in your hand, obviously you're gonna get out obviously you're gonna get out the Archosaurs. Right, so do I have anything in my hand that is not a dinosaur? No. Will I be able to use Archosaur to make something? Because the reason I have 2 of these pills, because you can only activate one of them in a turn. And if you use Beta Evolution pill first and get rid of the, because they tribute stuff, they don't banish stuff. Then you can use the exact same materials to use double evolution pill with, so it's pretty neat, but the Beta Evolution pill doesn't actually interact with the graveyard at all. It has to do it in your hand, but right now you really don't want to do that, so I'll get the double evolution pill. So it'll be like this. Honestly, I don't know. No, we have the Lost World. We could have just, I should have went for the Transcendence pill, honestly, right now. Anyways. I can activate Oviactor. Let's try to pop that. It will destroy something else. Right, pop the Petite. Chain Meteors. Yeah, so the reason you kind of want to use the evolution pill, the Beta Transcendence pill, is to get rid of Secure Gardener, to free up a space. That's something you can do with it. So I haven't messed around with it a lot, but honestly, I could see myself getting Petite. Instead of Petite, you could get Baby Stegosaurus, and then use that go into Megalo. So that's gonna summon Megazowler. Petite will summon, I mean, yeah, Kato probably. Raptor Polymerization. Yeah, honestly, Beta Transcendence Pill would have been really nice because I could use these 2. Because Secure Gardener doesn't really work with Kaito, so. Yeah, like, I've been, like, the Beta Transcendence Pill is, like, I'm actually, it's my, like, one of my first times using the card itself, because I always use double evolution pill only, but with the new dinosaur support, my deck is being more and more focused into the dinosaurs themselves, which is a good thing. Wow, that's a terrible hand. There's a bunch of ash bait, but that's it. Yeah, there's really not much you can do. This is pretty much a lost cause. Again, it bricks. Dinosaurs brick. No matter what. Unless you add in a bunch of heresy, but... No! No heresy! Only dinosaurs. Right. But yeah, see, this is why you need Dino... This is why, exactly why I put 2 Dinomorphias. Frenzies. Like, it can save a lot of bad hands by just simply being there. And that is why we need Dinomorphia Frenzy. It just helps the game out so much. And here, you would probably go into Abyss Dweller. Like, most of the decks nowadays have Graveyard Recursion, so... Just do this, and then pass. And then on the draw phase, you usually use Abyss Dweller. But yes, the new Jurracs is definitely going to be interesting. Like, I think we need to do a lot more brewing in terms of what I'm going to do with Jurracs Stego. Like, it sounds overpowered, but it really isn't that good. Because I can't pull out any of the Evolzars. Honestly, here we could do a lot of stuff. Probably gonna get this. Beat the pill. And with that, we can bring out a lot of dinosaurs. Hornsaurus? Probably. And with Hornsaurus, we'll be able to search the... Oh, no, no. Oh, no, you can search it with it because it's not fusion summoned. Ah, I see, right. It just enables you in a normal summon. Yeah, I forgot. That, so you really can't use Hornsaurus with that. Yes. But it's really about how you, like, it's really how you brew this stuff. Like, right now, this hand is honestly pretty good. But if this was, Jurrac, that would have been decent too, the Jurrac spell. Honestly, right now, Diagram is actually better. Because I can just pop a card in my hand. Like, that's the issue that I have with the Jurrac field spell, that it doesn't actually destroy it in my hand. I have to destroy something from my field, so... It's the Dinosaur, right? What's a nice card here? I mean, Therizia is obviously a nice choice. Simply due to the fact that it helps us, if we get Max C, there's always, like, a backup. Therizia is, like, good because it's just a 2-card combo. I mean, it's technically a 1-card combo. Bring that out. So the problem with the Transcendence Pill is that you really can't use it very well. Like, it's pretty hard to use. You've got to really see when you can use it and when you can't. Alright, but with this, what you can do is do this. Is that to pop this and get both of these pills. Wait, hold up. No, that's stupid mistake. Why did I do that? Right. It's like the beta transcendence pill adds in a whole new level of difficulty. Right. So you want to do this and then go into this. Right. So what you can do here is then you can use a BT evolution pill here. Sack that. Get something out. And then with the exact same materials, you can use double evolution pill. Banish things again. Then get out something else. And then with that, I'll just probably dump the Kaito. And when I summon this, like, it's not really optimal plays. I'm trying to think, play with the Jurracs in mind. That's why. Right, that will give me a fusion. Honestly, I should have gone for the Spino here, because then I should have polymerized this, and I'll probably with these two. And with that, I should have gotten out the... I'll probably get out Lost World, and then Spino's gonna pop the token. No, we can't. We can't. Yeah, that's right, because we don't actually have... We can't summon another dinosaur, that's why. Right. But yes, like, just some basic cooking here. But I'm definitely excited with how this is gonna be done. Like, once, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Simulators have the dinosaur stuff, I will be able to test this out even more. But yeah, this is it gonna be for today. Like, this is gonna be a relatively short stream. I'm pretty busy. So, I need to go edit some stuff and shenanigans. But yes. So, that is for Jurracs. So, pretty exciting, pretty short video. But yes, I'm pretty excited for this new Jurrac support. Who knows what cool shenanigans I'll be able to do with them, but it's gonna be a while till we get them. I remember, like, waiting, like, 3-4 months for us to get the, Dinomorphia stuff. I remember, like, waiting that for a long time, so this is gonna be taking a long time as well. Like, I think it might be probably, like, next year by the time these guys get in here, so yeah. So guys, well, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, don't forget to subscribe, and until next time, may the Jurassic Spirit with you. Bye-bye!